My name is Thompson-James, and this is Module 7. I will be talking about internal and external publics and how USD 346 communicates with them. So to start, we have internal publics, and that includes administration, certified staff, classified staff, school board, and students. And you can see here we have 3 different modes of communication: digital, oral, and written. For the internal publics, we use email, text, iMessage on school devices for our digital communication. And we do that with administration, certified staff, classified staff, and the school board. And that is how we get out real quick information to all of those publics. And then finally, we have students, and they use email, Schoology, and Facebook. Email and Schoology with students is a little tricky because they don't have that that knowledge that they need to reply as much as adults do. So that is definitely something we're working on, but they are also on Facebook and can see updates from there as well. Oral communication with our internal publics is we have face-to-face meetings. That might be the administrator coming to a teacher's classroom, passing in the hallway, and then also phone calls. I would say that we don't use this as much as we use digital. And then for students, also face-to-face during the school day. That might be also announcements coming over the intercom, which we really don't use too much because it distracts from classes, but that is something that we also do. And then finally, written communication. For those first 3, the administration, certified staff, and classified staff, teachers, administrators will get letters about back-to-school events. We might get written information about contracts, insurance, and things like that. We use a lot of intra-district mail, and so we can pretty easily put it in our little mail room. And if we have something that needs to go to the board office or back or to the elementary school, we can use that as well. For the school board, written communication would be board agenda and board minutes. For students, they will receive, along with their parents, letters about upcoming events like enrollment or progress reports. On the other side, our external publics, we have parents, parent organizations, local government, community groups, businesses, churches, and patrons without students in the schools. So digitally speaking, we use Facebook. That seems to be the most popular way to get information out to people. We also have a school app called Aptogy, and that is linked up with our school website. We do put some information on there. I don't think that people utilize that as much as they could because the Aptogy does have up-to-date information. The school website would be a place where you can find contact information for the school personnel. Those parent organizations will email email and texting. But I would say those last 2 are not as common with the parents. Unless it's coming from a teacher, they will probably use email. For the other ones, local government, community groups, businesses, churches, and patrons without students, they can use digital communication like Facebook, the Aptogy school app. Again, I don't think as many people use that, and then also the school website for some of that information. Oral communication, every group has something different that we do. We have enrollment, parent-teacher conferences for parents. The school district members can attend meetings with those parent organizations to get information and give information. Local government might be visiting with members of local government while they're shopping in town, at churches. And you can also go to those local government meetings like the city council meeting each month if we need to. Again, community groups attending meetings. You might have to call groups if the school needs to get information or give information to them. Teachers and administrators definitely make a lot of phone calls. Businesses do business locally and visit with them when you are shopping, and this would be a good way to ask for resources or give out information. Churches, a lot of the school members attend church locally and can have that oral communication with those churches when they go to church. And then finally, patrons without students, they can attend council meetings, phone calls, just visiting at businesses in town, and so on and so forth. Written communication for our parents can include letters about upcoming events like enrollment or parent-teacher conferences. They might receive progress reports. We do send thank you cards from the school and school organizations to parent organizations and local government. Local government might also receive school reports, maybe about enrollments. Community groups, businesses, churches, they can receive requests for assistance. especially like maybe in the summer with those churches or community groups. If we have school lunch programs during the summer, they might receive letters about information of how they can help participate in that. And then Patrons Without Students for that written communication, but they really don't receive a whole lot. We don't have like a school newsletter or anything that goes out, but they can receive surveys, which we haven't done in a while, but that could be for if there's a bond issue or something like that coming up. So for my presentation, I used Creately because I had used all the charts that I could for free on my Lucidchart account. Creation process steps is very similar to Lucidchart, which I've used before, so creating the chart was easy. I was unable to add a few more of the graphics that I wanted to because I was limited to 60, and I had used all 60 of those graphics to add the actual pertinent information. Some strengths that I have that I had identified in the internal public is our certified staff communicates well with each other and with external publics orally. In a small town, I think most teachers understand they have to be present in the community and are able to communicate to get the resources they need. External public strengths, parent organizations are well organized and also communicate well orally. They are always present at school events and have to rely on community members for donations and resources. I think a weakness for internal would be that everyone needs to improve their written and digital communication. We do use digital communication most, like an email and things like that, but we don't always reply, and sometimes that's kind of frustrating. External publics, written communication could be better utilized. I don't think we use it enough when we rely on Facebook or people telling them something. To critique and to analyze this, although we have a small community, we have many groups who want to help students succeed. Of course, there are taxpayer patrons who don't work with the school, but since moving here, I haven't seen very many of them. Regardless of the communication method, people are willing to provide time and resources to our school. And that concludes my presentation.